Chinese stocks are really beginning to take off in 2025. Which stocks are really going to make a lot of money for investors and which ones are probably just going to be lagging the market? I wanted to take a look at a string of stocks and see which ones look exciting to me and worth investing in versus which ones are just out there. First, what's going on that's making these Chinese stocks really take off? First is the DeepSeek whole story. DeepSeek came in and created a lot of news and really changed a lot of minds. AI was supposed to be this super expensive thing, and DeepSeek is showing that, hey, it most definitely could be done for less money, less capital, and it would be less expensive to operate. Alibaba joined in, and with Alibaba AI is showing that, hey, we can do it for less. Now, this is all consistent with China. China tends to not necessarily be the first economy or country with the technology, but it definitely is the region where they take a technology and learn to deliver it for less money at a high quality level. If you think of all the products that we're using out of China, I happen to be very satisfied with their quality level. I couldn't say that 30 years ago, but now they put out great products, and they have really have broken the whole mentality of AI in the US, with companies saying, no, we have to spend gigantic capital amounts to get to an AI outcome. Alibaba AI and DeepSeek have really broken that whole philosophy. Now, that's a big part of the news. The other being is that China, their economy is growing faster than the US. They also have a lot of competitive advantages around the world, not necessarily, to sell into the US, but to sell in to the different regions of the world. So that will always be there. So let's take a look at some stocks and see what is going on. So first, high level, Alibaba is up 47%. It has been a really good stock in my portfolio. I've been a long-term investor in Alibaba. It's great to see them rise. I have a pretty substantial position in that stock. Going down, Futu, Futo, or TU, excuse me. It's up 52%, up 153% 1 year. Wow, that looks really good. Xpeng, the whole auto space, going up 40%. WeRide up 122%. Holy smokes. And then GDS up 64% year to date and up 578% in 1 year. Holy smokes. Let's take a closer look and see what's going on and see where we can make some money. Let me start off with the biggest market cap, Alibaba. This stock's really been working year to date. And for the 1 year, it actually is doing really well, up 74%, because the stock price was so down. So that looks good overall. It also had a nice rally in the third quarter of 2024 going into the fourth quarter, but it gave up some of those gains. This is a big cap, $282 billion in market cap. Their forward PE is looking really good, 13.7. Holy smokes, nice and low. Strong buy, but the stock price has really been flourishing. So analysts believe their price targets are 9% lower than the current stock price. The company keeps growing a very big number. They have a big growth number a big revenue number, and they continue to grow. The sign that this company is really valuable, appreciated by customers, and they continue to grow internationally outside of China, not including US. They're growing in Latin America. They're growing in Middle East. They're growing in Europe. They're growing in Africa. They are really trying to get to other places of the world. Now, I think the stock, with the appreciation we've seen in Alibaba, is priced fairly now. I think it's priced 1%, a little too high based on their free cash flows and their earnings per share. Now, this is a stock that I already own a lot of shares in, but I could, if I did not own any shares, I would be buying Alibaba. I think they're in a great position, great strategy, and I would be wanting to buy Alibaba on dips. JD is doing really well. They're up 19% year to date. This company competes with Alibaba. They're a supply chain company, and they also are growing internationally. The company is a $60 billion market cap. The forward P is 9.44. These are strategic businesses in my mind because e-commerce will just continue to get larger and larger. And to get a forward PE this low is just a really nice, attractive metric. Analysts think it's fairly priced now, and it's a strong buy. This stock here over the past year has gone up 87%. Incredible. I think JD still has a discount of 36%. Now, why is that? Well, because their cash flows are so darn good. Their free cash flows are really strong and really create a high intrinsic value for the company. Their earnings per share is not sustaining this current stock price, but I look at free cash as a principal valuation method for a company. So this is a buy for me. This is a really nice stock in an area that is growing nicely. The JD is growing nicely. So this is a nice buy in my list of stocks. Futu might be the Robin Hood on the China side. They are just booming. They are really cleaning up within financial services. They're a brokerage and wealth management company. They are up 52%. Wow. And they are up 154% in the 1 year. Wow. That's a double wow, man. And these guys, I mean, they're in the right region. You have Chinese entrepreneurs and employees that are making money and they need a place where they can invest. They look at stocks that are doing and flourishing, like the Apples and the Nvidias, their Alibabas, and they want a piece of the game. So they're investing. That's a great, great thing for them. And this company operates Mumu, which I've used in the past. That's really good. This company is really going to crank up, and it's a small cap. Man, that looks really good. So this one here, I don't know how this one did not get on my radar anytime sooner, but I am going to start buying into this stock. There's just too much value out there. I'm going to pick my spots since the stock has been flourishing. You can see that over probably the 3 year, this is an upward slope. When we look at their financials, they have excellent growth, revenue growth on the top line. And I'm going to do a full valuation and video on this one because I think this is going to be one of my next investments over in China. Robotaxi is going to be a big thing in the future. It might take a little while, but WeRide over in China is really making it happen. They are competing against the likes of Waymo and Tesla. But year to date, look at that, 122%. Over the 1 year, up 100%. They've only been trading for a little while, but their technology is finding its way into regions of the world like the Middle East, of course, China, and other parts. You have American made autonomous, which is great, Waymo, but Waymo's really expensive. These guys can deliver uh, a unit for less expensive prices and investments. This is going to be a winning recipe. This is going to fall outside of my investing recipe. They don't make any money just yet. They don't earn any free cash flow. This is just a growth stock that I wanted to highlight because it is really going up in value. And the final stock I'm going to go over is JDS. This is a data center company providing public cloud services for companies. Incredible, the rise in this stock. Year to date, up 64% over the last year, 578. Man, move over Palantir, move over Robinhood. These guys are really cranking up in value. Part of it is because they're a small cap, 7.61 billion. Now, needless to say, data center is really booming. It's really growing fast, and these guys are really catching a lot of new business. They are losing money. It's very easy to lose money in data centers because you're buying very expensive equipment. The operating costs are really high. So investors are betting that at some point, this is going to be a very big company with very good profits. Between now and then, I'm going to watch from the sidelines. This is a little too much risky for me, and I'm already invested in multiple data center companies like Google Alphabet, Amazon through their web services, as well as others. So for now, I'm going to watch this, but I am super impressed with JDS. So China stocks are really moving up, and I don't think it's going to stop in 2025. I know that in the US, we've had a flourishing stock market for 2 years. It's been incredible. I've built wealth. I've created a bigger portfolio as a result. So thank you very much, Universe, for the appreciating stock prices in the US. But China hasn't seen the same rise, yet their economy keeps getting stronger, better, more profitable. So a lot of these companies, I think, are going to continue to work through 2025, 2026. And it gives me, a US based investor, the ability to diversify and buy some stocks in China. So I already have an investment in Alibaba. I also buy into an ETF, FLCH, which is a ETF that owns many of these stocks. And I've been putting money into that ETF because I really do believe that China as a region is super important and it's going to continue to get more value. That's my video on China. I'd love to hear what you're doing with Chinese stocks. Let me know in the comments. Tell me which stock you're excited about. Comment on any stock that I covered, and good luck investing in 2025.